Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Full 40, here with another hodgepodge of people, me, Willie, Tommy, and Brian. How we all doing, fellas?
Very well. Good.
Yep, good. Happy to be here.
It's Turkey Week. Any fun Thanksgiving plans for you guys?
I'm going to tailgate the pardoning of the turkey, which will happen tomorrow. The turkeys are in the Willard Hotel right now, which I think is nice that they put them up.
Is it just one turkey that gets pardoned?
Yeah, but they have a bunch at the hotel. I not enough people have given me enough information about the pardoning of the turkeys. Like I don't know if it's a DOJ pardon, if it's a White House counsel pardon. Like, I just love that that's just a recurring thing. It's such a weird tradition.
It's absolutely useless.
I
think it's one turkey that gets pardoned, right?
I've only ever seen one, but
but I'm saying they put up a bunch of turkeys in a hotel, and then one of them gets pardoned.
Yeah.
The rest get eaten. So it's like a weird ass Survivor Hunger Games situation going on in the Willard.
I like as humans, we assign animals jobs because if you ever see a police cop, he is a police officer.
Yeah.
He didn't sign up. He didn't try out. He didn't apply. He is a working dog, working cop. Has anyone asked them? Do we communicate?
What are the dog's goals and dreams? What do they want to do?
What if it was a criminal dog?
Well, all right. So we're going to talk a little bit about the games that that just happened for us. Overall, the Cats are 4-1. Before we dive into it, just feelings on the 4-1 start for the boys.
Tommy, you go first.
Yeah. It's been refreshing to see, right? After the BYU game, a game that they were a lot closer in than I think at least I expected them. They had to lead with about 8 minutes to go and let it slip away, which is going to happen when you play a road game. But I was on a podcast the other week with Michael DeRosa from Road to the Garden. He said that this team's obviously very well coached, and it looks like these guys have been playing together for a while. And I thought about it. I think that's just about the best compliment that you could give this team, right? I mean, Tafari Gapari's coming in late. He's injured. Devin Askew coming in on the offseason. He was injured. Zion Stanford, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, these guys, 11 new people coming in and with injuries, and to see them connected, see them playing the way that they are early, albeit against some lesser competition, is refreshing to see in the early going.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
They have the record I thought they would have, but they look better than I thought they would look. So I'm more pessimistic than most people, but I was impressed with all of their wins. I think they put most teams away, and then the one game that was a little bit closer was that Saturday game.
Duquesne. The Duquesne game, yeah.
Yeah, they climbed back, and then they put them away again. So it was that actually showed a lot more than just leading the whole time.
Yeah.
But they had some fight in them, and even though they didn't put a team away early, they were able to close out late. And it was a definitive win if you watched the whole game, but their score was close late, mid through the second. So I've been impressed.
Yeah, I would say that's how I feel overall about the team too. I look at everything we've done. The BYU game, I thought we were going to keep it close. I'm proud of how we looked like. But I think the overall thing is Tommy, to your point, there's just cohesion from the team. And it's very apparent that I don't mean this disrespectfully, but we're deeper than we have been in the past. And there are 10 legitimate, whether they're Big East level players, we're going to find out, but 10 legitimate high major players to where keeping it a spade, we didn't have that last year. There wasn't 10 legitimate high major rotation players. We're seeing this right now that there's I'm seeing more depth out of the team. So I like seeing that. And then to the point, they're better coached. Kevin's putting a much more pressing the buttons much quicker, much better. I've liked the versatility of the different lineups. we can go small where it's Hodge, Jeffrey, Palmer. We can go small with 4 guards with 3 different bigs, whether it's Gapare, Brennan, or Hodge. And Hodge isn't a true big, but that gives us a 5 outlook. There's just a lot more that like we can press here, and then I'm like really interested in seeing. And then like individual players have obviously like stuck out and been like very like really really good. Would have loved to see us close it out versus BYU, kind of take that home, but like that was a strong showing. And we'll talk about this in either this podcast or our next one. But like we have plenty of opportunities to get other strong wins as well in non-conference before we even get into Big East play, which I don't know. I'm kind of happy about. But yeah, has anybody stuck out to you? Any of you all?
Lindsay's the obvious one, I think. Do you mean players or?
Yeah, players. Yeah.
What I was most impressed with is he got a slow start against LaSalle and ended up scoring late. So that again showed me how they were guarding him, whether he had to make an adjustment, whether the team made an adjustment. He was able to click back in when they needed him to click back in.
Yeah.
So he's not just going to be a scorer that has to get hot early or so far. And that to me is going to be really valuable down the line as a kid who can get baskets kind of based on whatever the situation is.
Tommy?
Yeah, for me, it was a pair of freshmen, really, in a Caden Lewis and Matthew Hodge. And the BYU game was tough for both of them, right? It was Hodge's first action.
Yeah.
He can practice all he wants with the team, but once you get into the game and the speed of the game, it's completely different. And it was rocky in the first game, to say the least, for him kind of adjusting to that. And same thing with a Caden Lewis. He got benched in the second half for an elongated period of time. But since then, I mean, they've really come into their own. I mean, I said it before, I'll say it again. It was against lesser competition, but it is nice to kind of see them take those next steps into getting comfortable and doing what they have to do, especially as freshmen. And yeah.
No, I completely agree there. I mean, Bryce Lindsey, like Brian, to your point, is kind of just popped off the page to everybody. I've seen his play is just extremely impressive. Obviously, like he's shooting 50% from three on the year right now. I was gonna say it's not gonna last forever, but who knows? Like the way he shoots the ball, he might be around that number for the whole season. But like he's been such a breath of fresh air. Even in this last game versus LaSalle, where he probably had his worst game of the season thus far, like he still was able to make an impact. Lewis, I think, conversely, Lewis probably had what I felt was his best game versus LaSalle, where he was able to like make more key plays down the stretch than I've ever seen from him yet, and it's been 5 games. I don't know, like we've kind of hit on a lot of them. The 2 people I want to give shout outs to are Duke Brennan. Just like I tweeted about this, and I think in game 1 that I was going to die for him, and I still like maintain that. I mean, leading rebounder in the country. He is a shit starter. He is 100% a shit starter, but you know what? We'll take it because he's starting shit for us. He's just like absolutely like rugged rebounder, like getting offensive rebounds. I mean, whether it's 8 and 10 or 20 and 20, we'll see games like that, but like he's going to impact and be like a great player for us. I think I had questions, and I think I said in the beginning of the podcast or the first episode, I wanted to see if he was going to be a Big East level player. Obviously, we haven't faced Big East competition yet, but I'm pretty confident just based off of this that he's going to be like in there. He's going to be mixing it up with people. There will probably be a fight or two, specifically when we face Zuby in St. John's. I can see that just being an absolute fist fight. But I'm really excited about Duke Brennan. He's quickly becoming one of my favorites. I mean, his rebounding stuff is just insane. We'll see if he continues to lead the country in rebounding. And then the other one, it's not like he's had an incredibly amazing season, but just Tyler Perkins has been just like, I mean, such a glue guy, like absolutely like holding everything together. He's starting because he's been that valuable. I'm excited to see what he's done, what he continues to do over the season. The shot still not really there, but like he's making key plays. He's just he makes the team work, and that's like extremely valuable. And then we have like the players like Gapare, Stanford, and Palmer who like haven't really done too much. And Stanford's played in like 1.5 games right now, so we'll see as he gets more up to speed. But I don't know. Overall, like I'm really, I see like I'm looking at right now. We're like there's 10 rotation players, and that doesn't even touch Braden Pierce, who will be deep rotation for us.
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought up Duke Brennan. When you look around the league a little bit this year, this isn't a league that's filled with talented big men. Of course, there's Zuby, who was the preseason player of the year, but um, Duke Brennan is. You look, you look at Creighton today. They got rid of Ryan Kalkbrenner. They gave up 22 offensive rebounds to Baylor today.
Yep.
So I mean, I think having a guy like Duke Brennan be that anchor, his defense also, I wanted to shout out. He's in the top 10 of Evan Maya's defensive player rating,
Okay.
starting off the season. So his defense has been a lot better than I think advertised, which has been awesome to see. And the season's going to go on. They're going to get more film on us, and it's not always going to be the trajectory that it's going right now. But definitely some things to be excited about in the early going.
Yeah. And I think just like the thing I want to like think about, just talk about here is just like the versatility that we're going to be able to have on paper, but like we're seeing it now that just Kevin Willard's going to have the opportunity to really pull things together. I think I'm not going to eat crow because I don't think it's worth eating crow right now. I like Devin Askew off the bench more than I thought I would. And basically it's because he doesn't like when he comes off, it's no longer I'm the guy and I need to score. He actually is deferring in a way that I'm like, oh, this is a little more scalable. Down the stretch in the LaSalle game, he did have a moment where I was like, he had like 2 shots in a row. I said, Devin, calm down. And he did actually. But the good thing is because he's a bench player, he doesn't need to be out there. So like I like this idea of Askew almost being like, I'm gonna give a comparison that like is almost blasphemy for me. Almost like we're like a Dante situation where like
I knew that's coming.
Yeah, you knew that's where I was going. But like the idea of like Dante was obviously is way better, but like the idea of like there were games when Dante was like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like we can't have you out here. But when he was hot, he's hot. And I think that's the thing the ability that we're gonna have with Askew is like if Askew's on, let him roll out there, let him have his like 8 minutes of insane play. And then when he's off, we can put him on the bench and we still have 9 other players who are showing like they have a lot. I mean, like Lindsay and Lewis are just absolutely fantastic, and I love that as a backcourt going forward.
Yeah, I'm so pleasantly surprised with Askew so far. We have seen the ups and downs and the inconsistencies in his play for sure. But I mean, you look at that Sacred Heart game. If Bryce Lindsay didn't go like nuclear, we're talking about a different kind of storyline surrounding Devin Askew. He tied the record for threes in a game. The same game that Bryce Lindsay broke the record. Like it was crazy. Yeah, and I'll have a little crow appetizer, but not the full entree yet. Askew's been awesome.
But yeah, he's been really fun. I mean, like also like what is he? Yeah, I mean, I thought he like in turnover percentage he leads our team. So like of the time he's on the floor, he is still turning. Or him and Duke Brennan are tied. So like there's still things that need to be worked out, but like overall, like I have like nothing negative to say about how Devin Askew's played or his play on the floor. I've liked what I've seen from Chris Jeffrey. Just like he's gonna give us maybe like 8 minutes a game, but like it's strong, like heady, strong defense. We'll knock down a shot or two. We'll just try to make a play happen. I think that's a perfect rotation for like, okay, I'm a freshman who's learning the game and trying to figure out how everything works. And he's providing impact while he's on the floor.
Yeah, Jeffrey's a bowling ball, man.
Yeah.
Just seeing he can finish at the rim. He can shoot. He can extend it for a little bit. Guy we haven't talked about, Malachi Palmer. If you go back to I believe it was the VCU scrimmage, he looked fantastic in that outing. We haven't seen that Malachi Palmer since then, but he's another one of those guys that kind of Chris Jeffrey Swiss Army knife that we call back to the last episode that we were talking about these guys. I think this is someone that can come in later in the year because he has experience with Willard and coming and do well. Him and Zion Stanford. Zion back way earlier than anybody expected, right? I think it was supposed to be mid-December when he came back, and then all of a sudden the injury report came out and he was available to play, and he did play like 2 minutes in that first game, and he looked rusty against LaSalle. There's no way you can shake that any other way, but there was flashes in there. Zion Stanford, I tweeted this out. He's one of my guys this year. He's going to give you effort on the defensive end, and you saw that 3-level scoring that he possessed at Temple last year, 16 points per game last year, I believe, at Temple. So really excited about him and his contributions off the bench or starting.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna highlight, like, keep harping on this. I just love the versatility that this team has on, like, once again, on paper. Hodge kind of took a step forward in that LaSalle game, like really, really like started like shooting the ball well. And it's one game. We'll see how it looks like versus Old Dominion and Temple and then the rest of the season. But Hodge becoming more confident and becoming like a true like stretch four as well, like opens up so much for us offensively. Like what we can do offensively if Hodge continues to be able to shoot at this level, where we could throw out the lineup of like Lindsey, Lewis, Perkins, Palmer, and Hodge, and like just like absolutely like run people off the floor. I would say I don't want to say disappointed in Gapara right now, but like I want to see him on the floor more. He was hurt, so like there's obviously like things that like we can give him a little break here. He's not shooting particularly well. As once again, small sample size, but 22% from the field. We're expecting to see that go up. So like once again, small sample size, but just like I think he's extremely versatile, and we can use him in a lot of different ways. What I liked what I saw of him was like when he was defending Devansta in the BYU game.
Yeah.
Obviously it's like, okay, this is also a chance to like make a name for yourself. So you're going to like take it up at another level as compared to when you're playing somebody at Queens. But he really got into Devansta and like stayed with him. He had the huge block on Devansta. And then Devansta came back and they got him on the other end. But like it was just I like that, and I think there's a lot of versatility in what we can start to do with him.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the sentiment about Hodge and playing that stretch four. And these run and gun lineups in the LaSalle game a little bit, he played a small ball stretch or a small ball five.
Yep.
And I think if you want to bring out that lineup, that run and gun, I could throw Lindsey and Askew out there and just see what happens. Yeah, to your points, there's just so much versatility this year on this team, and I'm aligned with everything you said about Tafari Gapare too. I love his build. You can tell he has the tools and the physical abilities. He's athletic. He's lanky.
Yeah.
Reminds me of a Bridges-esque type player. Obviously, Mikhail's way better, but that kind of prototype.
Yeah.
Mikhail Light. I think we can see good things from Gapare. Just got to get him healthy.
Yeah. Has there been anything that stuck out to you as a negative of the team overall as of right now?
Defense.
What do we see defensively?
I don't know enough about basketball. I just feel like they should be playing better, and I feel like someone said that to me, and I was like, I'm going to steal that idea and say it publicly on YouTube. So
there you go.
Yeah. No, I would actually defer to both of you who watch a lot more basketball to weigh in there.
Yeah. Perimeter defense, I think, would be the thing that I highlight most. This team there's 365 teams in college basketball. Villanova's 340th in defensive 3-point percentage. They're allowing opponents to shoot 40% from beyond the arc, and they're getting trapped in a lot of these pick and roll sets. And I mean, that'll happen when, again, you have a very new team with a lot of very young guys who all just met each other over the summer. So perimeter defense is a big question mark for me. But that is something that can be coached out. Will it? We're not sure, but definitely a red flag early.
Yeah, and I would say with the perimeter defense, it's interesting because the two guards that play the most time for us between Lindsey and Lewis are on the smaller side in terms of like weight and strength. And obviously there is a level of like randomness as well when it comes to perimeter 3-point defense. But they all are a little bit on the smaller side. Askew. Perkins is also, even though he's sturdy, is like shorter. So I don't know. We're gonna see. I think that's one, like the defense I'm interested in seeing how it looks like. Lewis has a lot to grow defensively. Like that's just like he does. But he is also such a stabilizing force for us on the other end of the floor. He's gonna gamble for some steals, but he's gonna get steals too. So like I'm okay with it. I think my two big things are like rim protection. So on the other side of the things, like as much as I like Duke Brennan, like, and he's like clearly I didn't know the advanced metrics said that, like, we don't have anybody deterring people from the lane. I think Gapara can become that person for us. But frankly, he probably needs to shoot the ball better on the other end of the floor so that he stays on the floor more so we can see this happen. But like rim protection, I think might be a hurdle. It's funny. Another thing that's a issue, and this came up with Colin on the podcast when Colin was here like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago. We asked the question of like, what makes us so good at free throws? And his answer was basically like, we just work at it. Like, that was basically what he said. Like, you just work at it. We are shooting 69% from the free throw line, or 68.5. I just wanted to round up. But that's been a hurdle that we've seen. And it's like, not just like the bigs that are doing this. Like, Caden Lewis is shooting bad from the line. Hodge is shooting poorly, which he's kind of a big. Askew on a small, like, I think Askew's taking like 2 free throws. So like, but we just 69% isn't what we want to see from the free throw line. I'm not expecting us to be the 83% free throw shooting team that we've been for like the last 4 or 5 seasons, which is utterly insane that as a team you've shot that high for as long as we have. But that's one that's interesting to me, that just like down the stretch, it might come to bite us of the fact that like we're not making our free throws.
It's so jarring to
It's-
see that number,
Yeah.
especially to see that number in Ken Pom be red after all these years. With
Well, and even with Kyle, didn't we lead the country 2 of the 3 years? I know at least one of them we did.
yeah,
Was
we
it
we set the all-time record his first year here.
Right.
Yeah, we beat Harvard. It was, I think we shot like 82.9%
Yeah.
as a team from the free throw line, which is just absurd.
Yeah.
But yeah, really great points. The block percentage that's our worst stat on Ken Pom. The rim protection is definitely, and funneling guys in there and out of there more so is a big red flag. The last thing I wanted to touch on the defensive side of things, we're giving up a lot of open looks. I touched on it a little bit when I was talking about my perimeter defense and guys kind of getting lost in the pick and roll and not communicating their assignments. Villanova gives up one of the worst effective field goal percentages in the country, meaning the other team is taking a lot of good shots. And they're getting a lot of open looks. So I think a lot of the mishaps on defense are simply communication, not the tools or the guys that they have out there.
Yeah. And I once again, I think as we continue to grow throughout this season, we'll hopefully start to see that get cleaned up. How are we feeling about Willard as through 5 games? Obviously, we see that he's willing to make jokes about players' toes and things like that, which I thought was funny. But yeah, I know there was
teamed in bounds.
Yeah.
But
how are we feeling about Willard 5 games in?
Stock up.
Yeah.
I mean, right.
The record, yeah, fair.
Extremely small sample size, but yeah, it's nice. I haven't been able to get to the Finn for a game yet to see how Willard interacts with the media, but that clip that was going around where you saw the guy, he made the joke about the guy sitting out because his toe hurts, and even more so than that, you saw the 2 guys to his right and left react to that.
Yeah.
And the camaraderie that they were laughing. It was like an inside joke between the it was so refreshing to see. We didn't see that at all last year. And those are the kind of things that you look for when you evaluate a new coach 5 games into his tenure, but definitely stock up for sure.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. To your point, I think I saw people on, X.com or Twitter, basically kind of like feel like, oh, that was like not like a professional as a coach, but like the players, like it was cool with his players, like they laughed at it, and also like sometimes it's just not that serious,
Right.
And that was just one of those moments where it just wasn't that serious. Before we get on to talking about our upcoming games, I did want to it's not trivia per se, but so a number that's popping out to me that's super interesting. How many dunks do you think we've made this season, and what's our percentage?
So it's either going to be really high or really low, because that's what you're asking. I'm going to say we've made 3 dunks and our percentage is 30%, 3 for 10.
Brian, you have anything you want to go?
Yeah, I'll retweet for Tommy.
Yeah. We've made 8 dunks. We're 8 for 15, 53% on dunks. Duke Brennan's missed 4. Hodges missed 1. No one else has made a dunk yet. That's Tyler Perkins missed 1, and Gapara missed 1. Just an interesting little thing there. I was like, yeah, you're supposed to make 95% of your dunks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the
just for anybody who doesn't know, your dunk percentage should be in the 80s minimum for that, and it's just an interesting thing. It doesn't really mean anything, but it's just an interesting number to see there.
It is strange.
All right, so we have a couple of games tomorrow, or one game tomorrow and one game next week. We were talking about this pre-show. It is a little bit weird in the feast week of just having no games before. We're gonna play Tuesday and then happy Thanksgiving. Go enjoy pardoned turkey, or unpardoned turkey, I guess. So Old Dominion, we're going to be facing Old Dominion, led by who?
their coach.
Oh, gosh, so white. Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
Oh, damn it! That's a good one.
Yeah, it was a great one, and I said wrong audience.
I wish he was more well known, because then you could really chalk it up to us. But I didn't know he was coaching basketball now.
Yeah, that's a fair. But yeah, Mike Jones, the coach of.
Tommy, did you even get that?
Who?
Do you? Okay.
281330804.
8004. Yeah.
There you go. So Old Dominion, coached by Mike Jones. They lost to Drexel on Sunday. Hodges' dad is a assistant. Am I making that up?
Yes.
Or played there.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So we're getting this is for Hodge. No matter what, I know this is definitely a game that you play for Hodge. I want to say he's an assistant, or he didn't just play there. Correct? Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's an assistant. But yeah, so it's an Old Dominion team that it's kind of bad this year. Just there's years where Old Dominion's a little bit better. We had obviously the 1995 game where Old Dominion kind of beat us in the tournament, or beat us. But yeah, this is not that team. They are led by LJ Thomas, guard. LJ Thomas is a transfer from, he was at NC State and then Arkansas Pine Bluff. He's going to be a scoring point guard, going to get downhill, going to go kind of shoot a lot at the rim. He's going to get fouled. He also cannot decision make to save his life. He's going to turn over the ball. He's not supposed to be your lead guard, but he's can put the ball in the bucket very, very well. One of those classic guards, small school, started at a big school where if you let him get hot, it can be pretty annoying for us. And then also Jordan Battle, who is a transfer from, I want to say Coastal Carolina. I can't remember. Yeah, I'm looking right now. It's Coastal. Similar-ish, a little worse shooter, a little better passer, but still undersized, 6'2", but once again, lives at the free throw line. These are two guards that just definitely know how to get to the free throw line. And then there's an old Big East friend here. Not that big of a name, but Drew McKenna, who is the 4 at Georgetown last year, who was terrible. Let's just call that out. He was terrible at Georgetown last year. Is at Old Dominion as well. Just kind of the big there. Tommy, anything that sticks out to you for this Old Dominion game? Things that you want to see from us?
Yeah. I went back and I was looking at not the full games, but kind of the recaps for the last couple of Old Dominion games. You guys, this is not a good basketball team that's coming into the Finneran Pavilion. One thing that I'm really going to look at is the rebounding, especially the offensive rebounding for Villanova. Offensive rebounding is one of Villanova's biggest assets, one of their biggest green flags so far this year. Duke Brennan is spearheading that, and Old Dominion allows a ton of offensive rebounds. So Villanova is going to have a lot of second chance opportunities in this one. The only way I think Old Dominion could could scare Villanova in this one a little bit is their 3-point shooting. They're a decent 3-point shooting team, over 35% as a team from beyond the arc. And as I touched on a little bit earlier in this episode, Villanova will give it up from beyond the arc.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is an Old Dominion team that has lost to Xavier. One of their 3 wins is against a Division II school, and another one's against one of the 350th, 340th ranked team in the country. None of their metrics on offense or defense are in the top 200. Their defense or their offense, I'm sorry, is number 200 on the dot. But this is a game where what you're looking to see from Villanova is what you've seen the last 4 games. This is a lesser opponent. You've seen in years past they've played with their food a little bit, right? That Delaware State game was a little bit itchy last year. They lost to Columbia at home, albeit at the time Columbia was hot, but they did not end up having a good year because they're not a good team, or at least they weren't. So Villanova just needs to come in and they need to take care of business in this one, and they absolutely should.
Yeah, I think that kind of hits the nail, hammer, whatever it's called, nail on the hammer, hammer on the nail, however you say that. Yeah, no, I think for me, like one thing I'm looking forward to seeing out of this Old Dominion game is I want to see. For me, I want to see Gapara, just see like some more offensively and see a lot more of him. And I mean, kind of just like, can we just have one of those another like coast to coast, like dominate the team that you're supposed to dominate, win, like go into Thanksgiving, enjoy the time, just kind of take care of business? Or is this going to be one of those, okay, why is Old Dominion down 5 with 8 minutes left in the second half, and then we pull away? Like that's not what I would love to see. And obviously an L would be terrible. But this Old Dominion team isn't that great. I think we are in a good spot to take care of business versus them. We have the horses, we're deep. And I think I want to go back to their schedule really quickly. Old Dominion over the last 3 games. Yeah, they lost to Drexel. They beat Morgan State by 30. They lost to Xavier by 30. That's the game I was thinking of. So that's what, if Xavier is probably worse than us in the Big East, just like as of on paper, we'll see. Right now they're below us. Right now they're below us in Ken Palm. So like, they lost to Xavier by 30. We should be able to beat this team by 30 plus. That's just what it is. They lost to GW by 23. Like, that should be the expectation for this. Anything else that we want to hit on Old Dominion?
I liked how Lapis thought he was getting clowned during the LaSalle game.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
That's like his legendary loss with that great team. And he was like, "You kidding me?" I was like, that would be really mean.
Yeah.
If the other announcer was like, no, I made it up. Like,
wait, what happened?
Lapis made a comment that some kid, this was like before he even coached at Nova, like hit a game winner against him. He's like, a kid came over to me. He's like a man now. And he was like, "Do you remember me?" And he's like, "Yeah, you like gave me a crushing loss." And like 5 minutes later, the other announcer was like, "And Villanova faces Old Dominion next game." And he's like, "Are you joking?" He mentioned that was the worst loss at Villanova. Yeah. He was like, no, that's who they're playing. He was like, "I was going to say, first I got to see this guy, and then you bring up Old Dominion."
Oh my gosh! I was watching that game at the bar. I didn't have the sound on. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because we said this. We were talking about this. Tom McCarthy, great Phillies announcer, couldn't pronounce anything.
Oh, is that who that was?
Yeah, it was. He is saying Atletico Madrid. He said Adelico, and it killed me. And I just thought that was so funny. Adelico. All right, so the next game, this one is presented by FanDuel, DraftKings Sportsbet, Caesars, MGM. This game preview is the Temple Owls. Which, if anyone doesn't get that, look up Temple Gambling Bet, and you'll see what's going on there. Or just Hyseer Miller and 2 staffers. Which, just before we get into that, I thought it was way more money than it was. It wasn't that much money.
It's
so like $200,
which makes the lifetime ban seem so much funnier.
Yeah. Now, granted, he did bet against Temple as well, which is
the ban is the correct thing, but like when you look at it, the stakes very low to like not ruin your life, but ruin your kind of reputation.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing right now 39 bets for $473. So it's like $10 bets that he's just doing. No, we don't got it today. We're gonna lose.
Yet they
Farmville,
found no evidence that he was throwing games, and that
which makes it worse.
100%. Like, also, when they paint that picture where they say they found no evidence of him throwing games, I just imagine a bunch of guys in suits just watching the basketball games and going over his film. And did he throw that out of bounds on purpose, or did he just suck? And
That's the thing. I'd like
getting
to
it on
think,
record.
I'd like to think he bet for Hasir Miller bet like against Temple, but is trying his earnest to win the game and is just like actively harming them. But
He just has that much integrity. He's like, I just thought we were gonna lose, but I really didn't want to.
All right. So talking about Temple, the Owls are led by head coach Adam Miller. Yeah, Adam Miller. I almost said Sean, and I was like, that's not who it is. Fisher, Adam Fisher. That's who it is. They're 3-2. They beat Delaware State. They also beat LaSalle by more than us. Lost to BC, beat Hofstra, and lost to UC San Diego. They have a game tomorrow versus Princeton, so we'll see how that goes for them. And then we play them on Monday. This is, and I'm not tripping, we're still doing the Big East or the Big Five tournament stuff, right?
Yeah, the winner of this is the first place team.
The winner of this is the first place team. Okay. So guys, work on your marketing, because like I don't know that it's still happening, and they need to like make it very, very clear that all of these go into that.
Yeah.
I just thought it stopped, frankly, like which I guess is more of an indictment on me, but still.
No, I live in Philly, and I haven't heard much more about it. And I would be target marketing audit, like I would be someone they target.
So winner of this gets to move on, gets to be the top seed in the Big Five tournament, of which we will play. It's just the one game as well. So we'll see for the first place game, which would be our first time winning this tournament. So
yeah, in this format.
So like first place game.
Yeah. So like actually like let's do it. Like we're here. Like you know what? Let's just take care of business. Tommy, anything that you're curious or worried about with Temple? Spreads 15.5. What are we thinking about here? No,
ask Kaiser. Yeah, I mean, playing in the first place game would be a lot of fun, right? It was not fun to come in sixth in the inaugural year of the Big Five Classic. Do you guys know Gavin Griffith's nickname at Temple?
No.
Good game.
He wears rec specs, and his nickname is LeBron Frames.
I like that.
And
that's good.
And they're marketing him that way. It's very funny. No, Temple's led by Darian Ford, 18.5 points per game, 5 rebounds as well. Temple's picked up some early wins. They have one over LaSalle. They beat them 90-63 at home. Their other wins, Hofstra and Delaware State. They lost to UC San Diego today, actually, 91-76.
That was today, yeah. My boys.
Willie, were you there?
I was not there. It's a neutral site.
Oh,
yeah.
On a weekday, nice.
Feast week.
Yeah.
Who needs?
Okay, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Are they in like Orlando? I think that's where they might be at.
Yeah, I think they had like cool Temple, like Disney collab gear.
Yeah. I want to say they're in the like ESPN Invitational.
Checks out. But yeah, I mean, I don't have too much on this Temple team. I haven't really dug into any recaps or film on them yet. Obviously, I didn't see this game today, but it does not look like they look good against a lowly UC San Diego team. They lost 91-76 on a neutral court in a game that they were supposed to win. Or at least projected to win. This Temple team does not turn the ball over. They're very good and disciplined on the offensive end, 4th in the country in turnover percentage. But nothing else really sticks out for this Temple team. I feel like they have a lot of talented players, but it's kind of like it's kind of like Georgetown a couple years ago, or Providence this year, where they have some talented players. Just not sure how this roster meshes together.
Yeah, the thing I was going to bring up with this Temple team is I'm not really sure what their identity is yet. And it's 5 games in. I don't think a lot of teams know what their identity is yet, unless you're like a very mature, established team. Like Houston knows exactly who they are still. Like that's Houston. That's why Houston's in the finals. It was a championship game. But yeah, this Temple team is trying to figure out who they are. Yeah, we're gonna see. Once again, to your point, individually, like very talented players. They like on paper can like play keep up with us defensively. What am I looking at defensively here? Defensively, they give up they let people shoot very well from three as well, so we have the opportunity to do that. And then, but overall, like to your point, like I don't really know what to expect from this Temple team. It's a bad defense, like so I'm imagining we can be able to score on them. Are we playing this game? Is this on the road or at home?
Should be at home.
It is at home. So once again, home court advantage. We have the chance to wrap this up, and then actually potentially get first or second place in the Big Five Invitational or whatever we call it now. So I don't have much on this Temple team. I know I'm excited to see. I just kind of want to keep seeing the guys play. Like I like this team. I was tweeting about it during the LaSalle game, but like I'm becoming more and more bought in as we keep going. Regardless of like how the season goes, I can just see that like this is a team that's like developing an identity that like is going to be playing good basketball, whether or not. I have a feeling we're going to be less frustrated with this team than we've been with any team in the last 3 years. Like I think we'll still like that's not to say we're not going to lose like a frustrating game here or there, but like the level of like what we haven't seen, like obviously it hasn't been this bad, but we haven't seen to like all of a sudden we don't know how to score and there's no offense and the lights are off and we're just like chucking the ball at the hoop hoping for the best. Like we haven't run into that yet. BYU was the only quality team we played, but like we also did this versus bad teams the last 3 years. So like we're not doing that yet. I like that we have like a bunch of people who can score. So versus Temple, I would just want to see more of the same and like kind of like see how we like bring this home.
Yeah, no, 100%. And to that point a little bit, again, I mentioned it earlier in the show, but time's going to go on. This is 11. BYU didn't know what to expect. Nobody knew what to expect out of the gates. There will be film on this team. People will catch on to their sets and to their tendencies on the defensive end. And it's not always going to look good, but I definitely agree with your point that this team just feels so much, and this isn't any shot at Kyle. I just think Kevin Willard is that much better in the X's and O's and the feel of the game, calling timeouts when other
more
teams
adjustments than a chiropractor.
He is a chiropractor. You get one of those shirts from John Rothstein. Send you one on its way to San Diego. But I mean, this team is just so refreshing to watch. I think we haven't picked up a Power 5 win. We're going to talk about it. You're going to talk about it a little bit more next episode. They're going to have a lot of opportunities to do so. But yeah, this has been fun so far. We're having fun, which is good.
Yeah, we're having early season fun, which I don't think we've had in 3 years. Because year one with Kyle, it was the PK 85 where that was a disaster. Year two was
we won Atlantis.
Was that was year two?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we did have fun. We did have fun with Atlantis, and then promptly pooped it away, just immediately. So yeah, no, I'm excited. This team just has me excited, and where is the Final Four this year? San Antonio? No, that was last year because we're gonna go. So buy your tickets, everybody.
Final Four is Indianapolis.
Okay, I'm not going to that one. Never mind. We could go win it all. I'm not going to Indianapolis.
Never know where Mark Sanchez is.
Well done.
That was good, Tommy.
Nice, guys.
One thing I wanted to take a step back on, just like talk about this right now. I saw this. I know like some people are Ken Pom people. I've been on record. I'm a big T-rank person. I love using Bartorvik. This is just a Big East whip around. Every Big East team, top 100 in Bartorvik right now. Seton Hall's at 96, DePaul 93. I'm not going to go through everybody else, but everybody else, top 100. Villanova 42. And I want to say we're like 41 in Ken Pom, 39 Ken Pom. So, early season results, can't really complain for the boys.
Yeah, I'm going to have to eat a lot of crow on my Seton Hall takes. They beat NC State today, number 23 team in the country in Maui. And they look a lot better.
Yeah.
Thought that they were going to. I still don't think they're conventionally good, but I thought that they were a shoo-in for number 11 in the conference. And I talked about it a little bit on the Road to the Garden podcast. I think UConn and St. John's are in a tier of their own, and 3 through 11 in this conference is just going to cannibalize each other.
Yep.
In the regular season. So looking forward to that. Hopefully we can.
What's your prediction then, teams in the tournament? Because last year it was 3.
Mm-hmm.
It was
4.
Connecticut, St. John's, Creighton, and
Marquette.
Marquette was
2. I said last week my hot take was 2 teams in the tournament this year. I think it could get up to 3 though.
Yeah, I'm going to guess 3, but
Yeah, I feel like one team is going to get enough of the Big East to get to 3. 2 would be such a disappointment. Like 2 would be.
2 would be.
Well,
insane.
I make the joke that it's a mid-major, but if it's 2, the evidence starts working towards my joke.
I mean, the Mountain West gets in, and obviously they've lost, but the Mountain West got in like 6 last year. Like so yeah.
Yeah, the bottom of the SEC isn't as good. The bottom of the Big Ten isn't as good. So I mean, it's very likely going to be more than 2. It's not going to be more than 4. I don't think, but the bids are out there to get this year, and that 3rd spot's going to be Georgetown. It's going to be Butler. It's going to be Villanova. One of those teams fighting for that 3rd and hopefully 4th spot.
Yeah, it's going to take a couple of upsets of Johnny's, and the issue is, I mean, not an issue. Connecticut has plenty of time to get better wins on the resume, like they have. I mean, BYU should be a good win to carry, but they have Illinois, they have Kansas, they have Florida, Texas. Texas isn't that great this year.
They're my pick to win it all this year. So
UConn is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think if I'm early putting money anywhere, I'm going Houston. I watched this Syracuse game, and first off, I was tweeting about the Syracuse Houston game that just finished. Went to OT.
Who won?
Houston won in OT.
Nice.
That Syracuse team is very, very good. They were missing Donnie Freeman, and they still gave Houston everything they wanted and more. Syracuse basketball might be back because that was fun. Syracuse fans should be very happy with how that team looks.
Lord knows their football team isn't.
Oh man, that was rough. You know, their starting quarterback is a freshman lacrosse player.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Is that good?
And, well, a friend of mine was a quarterback at Syracuse, and he was telling me about it 2 weeks ago. And he was like, he can't throw to the left side of the field.
That's a key part of the field you want to throw to.
Right.
Is he a righty?
I guess. And the other thing is he's not a big guy. He's like 6'1". So it's not like he's like an athletic freak like the Notre Dame kid who's an athletic freak playing really well college receiver. Like he seems to be a normal size built lacrosse player.
Syracuse should be able to get a quarterback in the door. They don't.
They benched a quarterback, and the other got hurt. So it's not like they started the season with this kid in their minds. But
it's tough.
Speaking of football, just Villanova plays Harvard in the playoff on Saturday, which I believe is the first time an Ivy's been in the FCS playoffs ever, because they've usually just kind of done their own thing and then they're never allowed in. So this is, I believe, year 1 of them being able to be in there.
Also, 7 national titles versus 1 national title. So it's a 2 storied blue blood college football programs.
Yeah.
And the game's at Nova, right?
Yeah, it's at Nova.
I don't go because I'm not a football fan, but those games seem fun. The build up around town for those playoff games.
The playoff games can be pretty fun.
Yeah, it seems like people that do go have a good time.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's one of those things like going like when I lived in the area. During the school year, I don't think there was never that much buzz for it, but like we had very, very good teams. And I remember just going to those playoff games, like, no, this is like really, really good football. And from what I've seen from this season, I haven't locked into a full game, but I'm watching and seeing what's going on for them for the most part. Seems like this is another solid team, which will probably beat Harvard and lose in the next round to whoever they face, if they face any of the SUs. You're saying no, Tommy?
No, they're not going to beat Harvard.
Oh, okay. We're not going to beat Harvard.
Oh, wow.
Get ready to learn Jared Curtis, buddy. Harvard was undefeated until last week. They played Yale on the road in a big rivalry game, and they lost that one.
Well,
now I got to see who was Harvard undefeated against.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Well, that's very true. They were no, they can beat Harvard. I'm not going to pretend like I'm an Ivy League football expert. I just
they scored a lot in all their games, and they seem to have one close game, and it was against Penn. Well, they lost to Yale, so that kind of hurts.
Yeah, they did.
Did you say that?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, they were undefeated.
Like other than their loss, they're undefeated.
Yeah,
It's true. Other than Villanova's loss, they're undefeated.
Who'd they lose to? Oh, Penn State.
And then
No, I mean like that's a real law. Like
I was talking about BYU, like basketball.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is why this isn't a football podcast, guys.
Yeah. I think they've done a nice job though.
Yeah.
They seem to make the playoffs at least every other year, and they're dangerous to win a game or two. And I think for the size of the school and their resources in their hand, that's good.
We lost to Monmouth. I knew there was one other team that like the football team. I was like, it wasn't just Penn State. It was someone else. It was Monmouth. It was back to back, and then I've won out since then. I had to go to triple check that.
Miles Austin went to Monmouth.
He did.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I met him on vacation, and I'm a Cowboys fan. I didn't know he was. It was the year before he broke out.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked for a little bit. He was really cool. And I was like, "What's TO like?" He's like, "Oh, I got fined once this year." And he paid it for me. He's like, I was late to a meeting, and he's like, "Hey, man, I got it." So I was like, "Okay, cool."
Never minded Miles Austin. He was
easy to cheer for because he was an undrafted like FCS kid, and I think he was on. I think the year he made it was a Hard Knocks year, so you got to like see him a lot. I think he's the one. Jason Garrett's dad was like 90 years old and was like, "I saw this kid work out. You should play him."
Do you know when you look up Miles Austin, the 3 first pictures that pop up are like 2 of him just like dressed normally, and then his Eagles uniform because he's on the Eagles for like he's on the Eagles for like 5 games in like 2016.
Interesting.
That the year 2015, 2015, 2016, he played for like 1 year for the Birds, and just like it wasn't like DeMarco Murray where like DeMarco Murray joined the Eagles and immediately like pooped the bed. It was like Miles Austin was already kind of at the end of his career, and I was just like, yeah, whatever, come over.
Miles Austin was a dog.
It really was.
I remember being happy the Cowboys got rid of DeMarco Murray because he needed breaks after like every long run. And that was when the Eagles were doing the Chip Kelly, like no huddle ever. And I was like, you might have just picked the worst possible player like for your team.
You see, he just got fired.
Chip Kelly?
Yeah, he left his Ohio State job this year.
Yeah, he left the Ohio State job, went to the Raiders this year, signed a contract and made him the highest paid offensive coordinator ever, making more money this year than people make in like their entire tenure as an offensive coordinator. And he got fired 11 games into his contract.
Jeez. I mean, the Raiders are bad, but I wouldn't say like, I guess you got to do something.
I don't know if there's been a coach that's like, he was like the coach for like 3 years.
No, it was like a year and a half. It was so much shorter than you remember.
Really? Like, when he's I feel like it was Oregon. It was like 3 years at Oregon. And then
I think about when he was at the Eagles. Yeah, sure.
No, when he was at Oregon, it was like there was like 3 or 4 years. Like, no, this is the coach. And then he went to the Eagles and was like had like 1 good year with the Eagles, and then it was like, and then eventually it was like, he was always like, Chip Kelly kills me. He was just like, I don't need talent. My scheme can do this, and he just traded Deshaun Jackson because he was gang affiliated.
Short Parks, big scoop.
Yep.
Their first game, they blew out the Redskins, and it was like a blowout at halftime, and then the Redskins started to come back. And I remember tweeting, "Fire Chip, the NFL's figured him out." And then literally I was like, I kind of like was right. Like I was like, that happened like kind of quickly.
Yeah, and just like since he went to the NFL, the Eagles, he just hasn't stuck anywhere. No. Like he was like okay at UCLA, but like not really. Like it was like
right. Yeah, he took a coordinator job. I don't think he got fired from UCLA, right? Did he leave?
He left.
Technically left. Yeah. I think it was amicable on both sides.
Okay.
His leaving.
That's why they call him Chip Smelly.
He did a good job he won a national championship with Ohio State last year.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I mean, when you're a program like that and you have someone who's been a head coach as a coordinator, it's a crazy cheat code.
Yeah.
Because so much of like that job, they don't have to learn anything. They can stay focused on it.
But you're never gonna guess who their coordinator is this year.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
I should know this.
James Franklin.
Virginia Tech head coach. Yeah. James Franklin.
All right.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Give me a second. I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head.
Matt Patricia.
It's
Oh, interesting.
Patricia.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
get fired from the NFL. Go to one of the power programs and just go figure it out.
It was like the Nick Saban like did your rehab tour for.
Yeah, the Nick Saban rehab tour, which worked out for a lot of coaches. I mean,
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin.
Well, I was going to say since we're on this, what do you think Kiffin's doing?
He's leaving. He's done that everywhere in his
I
entire.
think he's staying. I think that's why they're dragging it out. I think he wants to, like, he needs God complex might be too far, but like he has that savior thing, and he can probably win at Ole Miss.
They could definitely win. Yeah,
they are.
So to do it at a non-traditional program would make his, if let's say he only gets one title, it would make his one title be as valuable as like 3.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But if he leaves, it's the funniest thing that's ever happened.
Because I mean, there's just so many jobs. If there's so many jobs open for him that like.
So someone on Twitter was like, "When's the last time LSU, Penn State, Florida, and something else was open?" And someone was like, "LSU and Florida were open in 2020." So they were like, "So it's not that uncommon."
Yeah.
Like Penn State really being the most uncommon one.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if Lane went to Penn State. I saw a tweet by Josh Pate, and he said, "I just found out where Lane Kiffin is going next year, and all I can say is wow." So I think it would be funny if he was talking about Penn State, even though there's like no shot.
We're very close to flight tracking season, so like we might have to go check out.
They started one because there was the JMU guy they thought was somewhere because there was
new coach. Yeah.
I said Brian Kelly can't get a job. I think he's. I don't know if he's officially suing LSU, but his family's saying that LSU is making it impossible for Brian Kelly to get a job.
They're claiming he didn't show up to work, that they never officially fired him because the AD got fired a couple days later. So they're saying he didn't have the authority to fire him and he hasn't been doing his job, which is interesting.
Wait, just also real quick. This is like post show stuff that we should be talking about.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I was like, oh, we're still live. We're just vibing and having a good time. But we're still live. And there's people like, why are they talking about football? Yeah. So just to wrap things up here. We have Old Dominion, we have Temple. Then we get into a stretch of games versus Michigan, Wisconsin, Pitt, I believe, as well. I don't know. We'll dive into those when we get a little bit closer to those. Hopefully, we'll be able to get Trevor from the Swamp and Chris on here sooner or later as well, so we can give Tommy a break. But yeah, honestly, like I think we're pretty good, guys. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for hopping on. Honestly, I don't got anything else to say to you guys. And as always, let's go Nova.
The national champions